thought I'd pause here about halfway or 2/3 of the way through breaking down this spruce and the process of making a rough sketch of a hugelmound out of this. This is all part of my bigger picture project, which I have in other videos, of clearing about a half acre for a future orchard. I still have some more trees to remove and pollard and all that, but the spruce is a little bit tricky because I'm not really able to extract firewood out of these logs, and the branches, where they have lots of green on them, really don't turn into charcoal that effectively. There's a lot of smoke. So you can see other deciduous trees that I set aside for processing into firewood, and then branches of the pines that are dead enough and dry enough that will make good charcoal, as well as deciduous tops, which will make great charcoal. They're set aside, and so what I'm doing now is taking the tops and lengths of logs and creating the start of a hugelmound that flanks this walkway. You can see there's a hugelmound on this side as well, buried debris with soil on top. And the order of operations that I'm doing for making this will be to use an electric chainsaw. There's a battery-powered saw over there to really finely chop up the tops and lay them in a straight windrow, and then use my gas-powered chainsaw to actually buck up these logs. And so now what I'm going to do is finish cleaning up these tops that I've slashed apart on the top over there, weave them into this little start of a hugelmound, and then take these logs and put them on top of this to weigh this all down. And then when I'm ready to dig my cone pit, which will be how I process these tops into charcoal, there's a section right over here that already has a little micro pond. I'm going to make a cone pit for biochar in that area and take all the soil that I'm digging out and cap this mound with that soil. And so this is a way for me to create a raised bed as efficiently as possible. And you can see I've designed it because the tree fell in this direction, and so weaving all those tops and laying all those logs is going to be the least amount of moving. I'll have a permanent, very raised bed in that area, and then that'll give me space to drop the next tree, which is this larger Scots pine, which will stand in the same glade, and its tops will be woven into extending that bed further down the line. So it's a pretty straightforward process, and it's a way of leveraging the material and not having to hike it very far. If it was very close to the property line, I'd weave it into my living wall. If the tops were dry enough, I'd set them up for charcoal, but in this case the greens of this pine will break down over time. I don't expect this to be a hyper fertile bed year one, but with enough soil on top I can get it in a cover crop this spring, and by the fall or next spring, 2019, I should be able to actually plant some perennials into that. So just one strategy for felling trees and effectively putting them into permanent raised beds without chipping and all that. So just some food for thought. Thanks for watching.